Welcome to the Bullring, presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering. Go to turn1steering.com for all your steering needs to upgrade your personal car or your short track car. I'm Jim Tretow. It's been a wonderful time catching all sorts of racing action throughout the country. We've got a lot to cover tonight here on the Bullring for you. We'll be talking to the big winner of the Big O Classic, Kyle Crump. We're checking in with ASA Southern Super Series director Tim Bryant, and NASCAR star Derek Kraus won the most recent Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour race. There are two big races over the weekend for the ASA Stars. Let's take it to Hickory, North Carolina and Newport, Tennessee right now on the Bullring.
Off of turn number 4. The Russ Whitmer 255 to decide who's going to win race number 4 starts now. We are green at Hickory Motor Speedway.
The veteran of late model racing here at Hickory with several wins back. Craig running third trouble. Loden contact with Bushell around. Big time hit for Loden. Plenty of damage to the front of his car.
And the decal. Yep, big chunk out of the hood. Missing.
Yeah, they're going to come down and take a look at it. It's early enough in the race to take a look at the cars. Stage 1 coming to a close at Hickory Motor Speedway after a good green flag run. Plenty of passing, a wide racetrack, and Colby Howard claims the bonus.
Stage 1. Digging on the inside is Colby Howard, not letting Butcher get away.
Butcher's absolutely fine with running that second lane. That's where his car has been for a big portion.
And no issue now for Chase Elliott racing to the inside for position. Great racing here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Heated up, battle for lead once again reignites between Cole Butcher and the 18 of Colby Howard.
And Chase Elliott looking for a podium spot. This is for third. Threads the needle between the 14 of Nason and the 30 of Steckley. Chase Elliott to third spot.
As we go to our second stage break, collecting that $1,000 in the Stage 2 PFC Breaks stage break. Our top 3 finishers, Cole Butcher. So we end Stage 2 at the PFC Breaks, end of Stage 2. The pits are open for everybody to come if they care to, and our race leader has come to pit road. Charlie Kroll.
Yeah, guys, the 28 car is actually around the corner down here in turns 1 and 2. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on him and what's going on in the Anthony Campy racing pits as well. So they have gone to work on the 28 car. They're putting some fuel in, and they have gone to the left side. I expect every one of these teams will put on all of the fresh tires they have available to them. 4 tires in the pits.
Firing on all cylinders, back to green flag racing at Hickory Motor Speedway on lap 164 of the Russ Whitmer 255.
Lead battle between the 2 leaders in this race. Cole Butcher, Colby Howard. Inside is Howard. Can Butcher hold him off in that second lane where his car has been very strong?
Contact there. Just a slight nudge, and Butcher went up the hill just in time as the 18 of Howard pours it in again. Another contact, bumper to bumper.
Oh, they're rooting right now up front. Trying to get out front was Colby Howard, but Butcher takes the lead right back. Beautiful views all night long from our track TV cameras as here comes the 9 of Elliott to the inside. Elliott takes 4th spot away. Has he been saving as he's watched these 4 drivers race extremely hard with one another in front of him? Going into turn 3 as we look at the replay. Yep, he just got into the left rear with the right front. And then this is what cuts the tire. Running in very close to a 33% win percentage. The front of the field stacks up the field behind him.
Comes to almost a stop. Did the 28 of Butcher. Something going on here. Cole Butcher to pit road. Cole Butcher has come to pit road. Pulling the right rear axle, looks like.
Yep. We've seen this a couple times, and drivers feel it on the restart.
Winding up through turns 3 and 4, gaining speed. Contact between Howard and Bubba. Coming to the green flag. We're back underway at Hickory.
As we now have 33 laps to go. Pollard second, Chase Elliott to third.
Howard drifts up across the nose of Pollard. Pollard stays on the outside, allowing the lane to be open for a moment. And here comes Chase Elliott powering through it. On the bottom comes Chase Elliott. The fans are on their feet at Hickory.
Elliott closing quickly. He was a 10th quicker on the most recent lap. Chase Elliott closing 7 laps to go this time at the line.
On the backstretch, down to turn number 3. Simpsonville, South Carolina, as Colby Howard's our winner in the ASA Stars National Tour. He wins the Russ Whitmer 255.
First off, hats off to Cole Butcher. That was really unfortunate right there. I was roughing him up. It's so hard to pass off of a 4 right there. It gets so bumpy and he gets so loose up under. But probably need to go talk to him, but I can own up to that. I was a little overly aggressive. So those last 30, 40 laps, I couldn't understand what was happening. I figured it was Chase because I knew Chase lined up inside behind me.
Well, here's the conversation you were hoping to have right here. Cole Butcher popping into victory lane, a big hug.
The pace truck is pulled away. Newport, Tennessee, say hello to the ASA Stars coming up for turn 4. The Food Country USA 300 is underway.
Kraus pulling up wheel to wheel, side by side, inching forward. It's been a slow, methodical pass. But he's going to get him down here in turns 1 and 2.
I believe Cole's done a lot of dirt track racing, but he's got a lot of short track experience, and here he goes. He knows he can put that nose underneath the 81. Brown will give him room. I credit Dawson Sutton for able to be learning and listening as this team is involved and aligned as the red, white, and blue flag comes out. That ends stage 1. Stage 1 concludes with Dawson Sutton picking up the majority of the $1,000 bonus. Rolling through turns 3 and 4 to begin stage 2 of the Food Country USA 300. Cole Butcher on the inside control car. Dawson Sutton leads us back to green at Newport.
Oh, Butcher. Oh, he's got problems. Could it be axle issue again, perhaps? He's
Looks like
got
one
some
rear
problems.
drive wheel, not both.
See if he gets up to speed. He's rolling now. Might have had some junk on the tires, perhaps. I think that's what it was. Maybe just some junk on the tires.
Yeah, so here at Newport, with there being a higher elevation in the corners than most tracks that ASA goes to, it puts a lot of left rear. Whoa, we got trouble.
Will Kraus as well. Kraus does not. Looks like he stays out. Everyone else coming in.
Pinching down Dawson Sutton, a veteran move by Derek Kraus. We fire up and fire back to racing at Newport Speedway, the ASA Stars National Tour.
Back up. So Kraus going to the back with the old tires on the car. Here comes Pollard. Here comes Jones. Here comes Bushell, Craig, and Brown will also get there.
He had a shot at winning the Winchester 400 a couple times before winning it last fall. And here he goes, making his way forward, using his patience and tact and skill to take the lead at Newport.
Coming to the flag, stage number 2 coming to an end, and claiming it is Cole Butcher. More bonus points to
And
go.
here comes a couple of cars, Matt Craig, Derek Kraus, and Chase Pinsono.
We were going to pit, and it was actually on me. We should have pitted. It was too late. Everybody pitted. He was in second there. He didn't see the leader go down. The spotter didn't see the leader go down. We missed pit road. Big mistake on our part. We'll see what he can do here. Got a really good car. Hopefully we got it back to the way it was in the first session.
Do you think you guys have enough race car to get back to the front?
Yeah.
Down to the final 95 laps to decide it. The winner here in the ASA Stars National Tour, back underway with Cole Butcher, firing first on the outside the Racing Electronics restart zone.
Oh, Derek Kraus up into the top 5 if he can get around the 18. What a run through the field for Derek Kraus after not coming to the pits and having to restart at the tail. And for a second time in this race in very short amount of time, Kraus making his way toward the front. Oh, he is wheeling it. He loves this place. I'm sure it's going to be one of his favorite tracks, regardless if he wins or not. He's passed more race cars in this event than anyone, maybe combined. Derek Kraus, what a run for the 9. Second place battle continues between Dawson Sutton and Derek Kraus.
When those brakes heat up, it also dissipates a lot of heat onto the tire tread, onto the inner bead. They got to worry about that in the Kraus's pit with all that glow, all that heat buildup.
And we have yellow lights on. There is the 24 of Bushell coming to a stop.
Butcher's not choosing a lane. He's choosing to come to pit road. The pace truck speeds up to allow him to get down there, but don't know how much time he has as the field is formed up. The pace truck is staying on the racetrack. Butcher to pit road, Jonathan.
Man, and this is a big shock to everyone on pit road. They're going to check the right side. I worry if it's the same thing that happened at Hickory with the axle. Could they have broken yet another axle here on the Wilson team?
So much to develop here in the final moments of the Newport Speedway debut. Back underway in the Food Country USA 300.
Side by side for the lead. Here comes Kraus.
Kraus up the hill a little bit more. Sutton wanted the outside lane. Now Kraus wants more real estate down low. They bump, they bang. into turn 3.
Nassie's going to be there as well. He's looking for second, might look for the lead as well. Nassie into the number 2 spot. Looks to the high lane. Sutton running out of room. Stephen Nassie to P2.
Kraus is doing all sorts of maneuvering here, and somehow he's got the lead back and control of this race. Nassie to the outside now. Into turn 3, clear sailing for the number 9 of Derek Kraus, winner of the ASA Stars National Tour at Newport. Second.
No, I just knew I had some really good tires left where everybody else had 25, 30 laps left. So this is awesome. We're a little team. We're not supposed to do this, but we beat some of the best drivers and best teams in the country. So I can't thank all my team. My dad, he does all the work on this thing. My Uncle Greg, Cam, everybody, my mom, my grandma, grandpa. So it means a lot, and we'll go on to tomorrow.
Yeah, moments after the race, a little bit of bumper cars down in the corner on the cool-down lap, which wasn't really a cool-down lap for those two drivers.
I was racing Gavin on the outside. We're all running for the same real estate, so I pinched him into the corner like anybody else would do. We're trying to. Every point matters these days. So yeah, I'm sorry that he spun out, but there was no need to have this situation in the pits. So I think we all need to act as grown adults and move on. Congratulations to Derek Kraus. That team has been hungry for a while. They deserve this, and this is going to keep them in the sport.
Gavin Bushell, we try to get a word with him. He is out of the track. He's likely halfway home by now. He stomped off in a big hurry after the frustrating end to his race.
And now we're joined by the winner of the race at Newport Speedway in the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. It was a 300-lap race on a high bank track in Tennessee, and the winner, wouldn't you know it, from last to first, Derek Kraus. Derek, thanks for joining us here on the Bullring. What a big win that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. First, thank you for having me. And like you said, it was a huge win for me and my family. And hopefully we can keep this momentum rolling that we got from the win at Newport into the rest of the season.
Racing full-time as an ASA Platinum driver presented by Rackley Roofing, that's a commitment in of itself. You're also racing against all the heavyweights of the Southern Super Series, and you raced at Hickory and at Newport Speedway this past weekend. A lot to take in, and then you decided to, add a NASCAR Cup race to the schedule the same weekend? What was it like? Take us through from Thursday to winning on Saturday night and then racing the Cup race on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a busy week, that's for sure. I mean, practice was on Wednesday and practice all day at Hickory, and then race Thursday, obviously. Friday, drove up to Newport in the morning and then had to drive back here for Saturday for the Cup qualifying and practice. And then after that, we had to make it back up to Newport. So I was a little bit nervous with how late the Cup practice and qualifying went, if I was going to make it or not. But luckily enough, I was able to make it in time. And we'd start in the back, and we were able to drive through the field, and then had to drive home that night. Luckily, it was a good drive home for sure. And then obviously the Cup race on Sunday.
A lot going on, making your first NASCAR Cup Series start of this year. You ran half a dozen last year. You also ran half a dozen of the ASA Stars National Tour races a year ago. Has it always been with your family team when you run these big special events, or has it always been with your dad, your equipment, and adding to, I guess, to the satisfaction of the win on Saturday?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it's always been our family stuff. I mean, my dad, all the cars are back home in Wisconsin, and my dad works his tail off on them, and Cam and my Uncle Greg and multiple other people work their tail off on it to get it to be as good as what we can get it. And being able to go down south and race against the best of the best. I mean, with Wilson, Campy, and Nassie and everybody that's there at those ASA races, that's the best teams and best competition you'll get in the country on the Super Late Model side. So being able to win that race with our car that we run at home and everywhere was really special to us as a family, and really big win for us.
And I know that your sister was there, your mom was helping refueling, your Uncle Greg was on the jack, your dad was crew chiefing, and any other family members that were there to pitch in, because it truly was a family affair.
Yeah, for sure. We unfortunately we didn't have a ton of people that were able to come to Newport with us at Hickory. We had more people, but Newport we just had my dad, my Uncle Greg, and Cam Melbinger. Those three guys, and then obviously my sister and my mom. But the pit stops are always kind of nerve-wracking because you only get 3 laps, and I know that they're going as fast as they can go, but at the end of the day, if you don't beat the pace car on the 3rd lap, you lose track position and you could possibly lose a lap. So being able to, or doing that with just them 5 people, I guess, with my mom and sister. Obviously, they're not there to do that, but they enjoy doing it and they enjoy helping out. And at the end of the day, I just feel like that makes it more special.
And as much as your dad was beating himself up for not getting into pit road with the lap 180 or whatever it was before the lap 200 break, it all seemed to play well. I know you were hanging on with older tires and everybody's blowing by you, but you guys did what you had to do. And how much confidence did you have in your team and what you wanted to change, knowing that you had a really good piece that went from last to second, almost with the lead in the first portion of the race, to kind of replicate that and make the last 100 so interesting?
Yeah, with how the first half went, I was pretty confident going into the pits with fresher tire, or getting fresher tires than everybody else in the field. Being able to come back out, obviously we started 14th or 13th or wherever it was. Being able to drive through the field was, I felt like we had a good odds of doing it. I knew once we got up to Dawson and Cole, I felt like they also had really good cars there. So I knew it was going to be tough to get by them, and luckily, unluckily for Cole, he broke an axle again, and then with Dawson, I figured it was going to have to be a restart, because with how the track raced at Newport, which was actually really cool, with how it was 2 grooves, 3 grooves, really. I mean, you could run really wherever you wanted to there. So I felt like that was a really cool racetrack with how it raced. And on the racing side, I felt like with passing Dawson, it would have been really hard to get it done in a green flag situation, where I felt like the restart really helped me out.
And it made that win even sweeter, because those last 27 laps or whatever it was when you took the lead for good, it turned out to be where nobody had enough for you, which I think was exciting to know, knowing what you went through and not having any track time on Saturday, and as we mentioned and documented, starting last and coming back through the field again, and racing on a track that's high banked, and some say similar to where the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars Tour is headed to next in a couple weeks' time. They're going back to Wisconsin, your own home grounds, Madison International Speedway on a Friday night, and to the high banks of Slinger Speedway on Sunday, June 15th. I'm wondering if there's anything you can take from the setup at Newport and say, boys, I think we got something for them at Slinger Super Speedway.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, we're going to Madison and Slinger. I'm really looking forward to both. I know last year we had a really good run at Madison until we broke at the end, and then Slinger, we've always kind of we've raced really good there. Qualifying is kind of on me, or it's something that I got to figure out. But setup wise, truthfully, we unloaded at Newport with our Slinger baseline basically, and right off the truck, I was pretty happy with the car. So we'll probably go there. Probably both places will probably be really close setup wise, and because once you kind of find something that works, it kind of works at all places, unless it's a really oddball racetrack. But we'll unload at Madison and Slinger, and hopefully the car is as good as it was at Newport.
Some may know, some may not, but I live in Wisconsin as well. I remember seeing you race a Midwest Truck Series truck at Slinger, setting fast time, and I think you were age 12 at the time, 13 perhaps. And I was amazed to see you in the gift shop in Daytona Beach. It was during the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing at age 14. You were carousing with your family, and I said, hey, what are you guys doing? He said, we're here to race. I said, what division? He said, super late models. And you've been doing super lates really since age 14, making, 8 or 9 straight Snowball Derby races as an accomplishment. But the racing itself and the super late model level, how did that come to be where that was the next step for you? And you've been doing it for, it seems like forever now, as you're only 23 years of age.
Yeah, I mean, I was young for sure. I feel like growing up, that's kind of how it is now, especially. I mean, the younger you can be, the better it is. So I remember going on to Speed Weeks the first year, and I was 12 or 13 or whatever you said, and we were racing against Harrison and Zane, and there was a bunch of young people that were there, and that was just kind of the normal thing down south. But up north, it really wasn't yet. I remember at Oktoberfest in the Midwest Truck the first year, my dad said, if you ever have your suit on, you have to be in the hauler. And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And then we got fast time, and then I had to go do an interview on the front stretch, and I don't think they were very happy about that. But yeah, starting young is just something that you got to do now. I feel like everybody's doing it just to get the experience and what you're trying to race. And I mean, I've been racing supers now for 10 years, so it's definitely good to have experience, and racing a super late model teaches you so much technique on driving and controlling your throttle inputs and brake input and saving tires. So super late models are huge. You can learn in a super every time you go out on the racetrack. So that's why I enjoy doing it, and I love racing supers.
You mentioned Harrison and Zane. That's Harrison Burton, full-time in the Xfinity Series, former Cup full-timer, and Zane Smith, of course, racing. You raced against them Sunday in the Coke 600. What was it like Sunday morning walking into the racetrack where anybody like saying, "Hey, nice job, nice win"? Because I know there's more attention paid to short track racing than I think people realize in the Cup garage. What was that like Sunday, walking in with the mindset that you just won a big one?
Yeah, for sure. That was a huge confidence booster. It gave me a lot of momentum going into Sunday. And obviously Noah knew. Freddie Kraft texted me right away, and a lot, like you said, there's a lot of people that pay attention to short track racing, and especially the ASA Stars National Tour, just because of how good they present it and represent the short track racing world. So there was a lot of congratulations, which is always good. But once I put my helmet on, I had to focus on the Cup race on Sunday, and it was a learning experience for sure. It was definitely cool to finish it. Finish all, well, I guess I don't know how many miles I did, but just to finish the race was really cool. So it was a really good opportunity to do it with New York Racing and work with those guys, and it was a lot of fun.
Derek, I know you work directly with the Chevrolet program and working with the simulator and the engineers during the week to get the Chevy teams that are supported by so many different technical aspects as one of their components. You're a very valuable tool to these teams. Does that compute to maybe more opportunities? Like you had 6 last year with colleague racing. New York Racing came together fairly late to run the Cup car again. What are you hoping to get, or what are you trying to get, or what are you thinking is going to be the next NASCAR race for Derek Kraus?
Obviously, as you know, the goal is to be full-time in something. As a little kid, that's what I dreamed of doing, and I was fortunate enough to be with Bill McAnally and teams like Colleague Racing to be able to get opportunities with teams in the top 3 levels. So, the goal is to be full-time in something, but as you know, a lot of it depends on sponsorship. So, you're always looking for those in racing, trying to get people to support you and help you along your path. But fortunately, I was able to get help from Western States Flooring for the Coke 600, and then also other people like Shockwave and Kafka Conveyors and Kafka Granite. They've always supported me a lot. So you need sponsorship to do good and to get opportunities, but winning races is always number one goal. So if you can win races, the sponsorships and rides will come.
Yeah, it's great to see that how well things are going with the family team. Next time we'll see Derek Kraus behind the wheel of an Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour race. We'll be in his home state. We're heading to the Badger State. June 13th, it's a Friday night at Madison International Speedway. The El Bandito Yankee Tequila 250. I think the capital word is in there again, like the Capital Super Speedway back in the day. So it's the El Bandito Yankee Tequila Capital 250. And then on Sunday afternoon, look for the high bank setup to come back to Derek's favor. On Sunday afternoon, June 15th, Father's Day, it's going to be the El Bandito Yankee Tequila 300 at Slinger Super Speedway. You can be there in person. I strongly recommend it. And you also can catch it here on Track TV. Derek, so much fun catching up with you. We hope to talk to you again. I think the rule is if you win another one, we have to have you back on if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure, no problem. If we can, hopefully we can get it done in our home state in Wisconsin. So, looking forward to those races. Like you said, there'll be 2 great shows, and most of all, thank you for having me on.
It's been my pleasure. Congrats again, and celebrate the win as you can, because as you know, it's so hard to get to that level, even at the ASA Stars level. I mean, I'm saying as you're racing in NASCAR, it's so cool to know you guys got it right with such a great family effort on Saturday night. Congrats again.
Thank you.
The next 2 races are in Wisconsin for the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. Friday night, June 13th, the return to Madison International Speedway, Wisconsin's fastest half mile, for the El Bandito Yankee Tequila Capital 250. Then on Sunday afternoon, just 2 days later, Father's Day Sunday, June 15th, join us on Track TV or in person at Slinger Super Speedway on the high banks near Milwaukee for the El Bandito Yankee Tequila 300 ASA Stars National Tour race. Watch all the ASA races live and on demand anytime on Track TV. The races you want to watch are on Track TV. Special thanks to Turn 1 High Performance Power Steering Products for presenting the Bullring. with over 40 years of racing knowledge in NASCAR. For your Corvette, street car, or super late model, check out their superior steering products with the best components and the best industry upgrades, all with a proven track record and attention to detail. Visit turn1steering.com.
We're the leader in race fuels. We've been doing this since in the 60s. We use our distillation tower, which is unique. No other race fuel companies do that in the world. We also test every single batch that goes out the door on over 15 different parameters that ensure the tune-up will be identical.
That consistency in the marketplace that makes us a premium brand.
Make the same stuff every time. We're pretty darn close to perfect.
Nortec Equipment are committed to helping you empower your landscape projects with our line of soil processors for tractors, skid steers, and mini skids. Based out of Wausau, Wisconsin, Nortec Equipment products are proudly made in the USA. Our products deliver expertly engineered equipment at competitive prices that are tailored to meet the diverse needs of the turf, landscape, construction, and agricultural industry. Give us a call today at 715-393-4458. Nortec Equipment are proud sponsors of Fredericton Racing.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering. It's time to go around the horn and recognize some race winners from across the country. We're going to start with our race highlights from Maine, where Kyle Busch returned to super late model racing. We'll head to Wisconsin and to Alabama. Check it out here on the Bullring. Let's go around the horn right now.
Waiting for the green flag so they can punch the accelerator. And they are off in the inaugural Memorial Day Clash 200. Brandon Barker with the jump early, but Joey Dwyron trying to fight back on the inside. Barker will lead lap 1. Brandon Barker strong early on the high side, and the 32 leads it. Dwyron fighting back in second. Travis Stearns in third. Tom Abley Jr. on the inside of the fourth spot. Dwyron back to the point in the 73D. Garrett Hall now in fourth. Travis Stearns back to fifth. Turn 3, Kyle Busch to the inside of Brandon Barker for second. Rowdy Busch takes it at the line. Kyle Busch, your number 2 man now. Kyle Busch just about 3 car lengths away from catchy Joey Dwyron as they get the cross flags. Trouble entering turn 1. Jimmy Renfrew and Mike Scorzelli around. Caution flag is out at lap 100. Renfrew and Scorzelli get together. Green flag is out. It's Joey Dwyron in the 73D. Dwyron, your leader into turn 3. Brandon Barker fills the hole, but Kyle Busch with a big run on the high side. Dwyron in the 73D. Kyle Busch, though, not ready to give up on the high side. He's got Brandon Barker inside him, though, and Garrett Hall ready. Brandon Barker takes the second spot. Look out in turn 3. Craig Slomwhite is around. Cole Roby off the track. Yellow flag is out with 16 laps to go. Johnny Clark looking for third. Austin Terrace trying to get to second. Brandon Barker trying to hold them both off. They bump on the front straightaway, and Johnny Clark shoots up the high side. Johnny Clark, the 2-for-1, he goes to second. Austin Terrace tries again with 2 laps to go for Dwyron. Johnny Clark is clear for second. Austin Terrace will have to try and fight back for third. Here comes Dwyron. He'll win the Memorial Day Clash for the second spot. Johnny Clark has it.
Second race of the Midwest Tour season. The Salute the Troops 100. In turn 3 and 4, green flag, and we're racing. Off to the corner they go. Johnson with a small advantage out of 2. He'll get up ahead of Ryan Farrell. Side by side down the back straightaway for the balance of the field. Casey Johnson will slip ahead of Farrell and lead lap 1. Taking a look to the inside, Bryce Miller on the 11 car. A fender along, Ryan Farrell for the runner-up spot. Miller is there, the inside of turns 1 and 2. Bryce Miller reeling in Casey Johnson for the lead in the Salute the Troops 100. Look at this battle for third. 3 cars and 3 different lines behind him. Goralski still trying to nose ahead of Farrell. Summers in their pockets. Jevin Goralski's on the way tonight. 25 complete, a quarter of the way home. Goralski nosing in a second spot. Nosing into second is Jevin Goralski. Trouble at turn 4, right in front of the leaders. And the caution is out. The caution is out. It happened at the back of the field. I believe the 58 of Joseph Scholze and the 7 of Ridge Hoyne. Tommy White will look him over. Goralski ready first. Johnson not there. Yes, we'll go. Good start and away we go. Goralski on the outside. Jevin Goralski to the lane down the back straightaway. Goralski ahead of Johnson, who will try and settle back in. Johnson and Farrell for second. New leader, Jevin Goralski. 36 to go. The lead is expanded for Jevin Goralski. Still side by side. They touch for third out of turn 4. Vandergeest wiggles in, throws caution to the wind. Levon Vandergeest up to third. Finally, past Farrell in just his second Midwest Tour start. Jevin Goralski is a winner here at Jefferson.
This is insane. This car was destroyed last Saturday, and we worked so hard to get it here, and we won.
Slow through the 4th turn. They'll put the hammer down right here, right now. Here's the green flag. We're underway. Boy, Dustin Smith went as far up to the top of the racetrack as he could. Chad Robinson almost loses it in turn 1. Down in the grass is the Chad Robinson 33, yellow, yellow, yellow. Here come the Pro Late Models. Attempt number 2 underway. Same thing, Chad Robinson had a head of steam, and down the back straightaway, it's Chad Robinson in front of Chad and behind Dustin Smith. Dustin Smith out of turn 4 is going to lead at the end of the first lap. That gap now between Dustin Smith and Chad Robinson with a lap car in between is just about a second long. 29 complete here with Seth Christensen right by his side. Here's the green flag. They get to that start-finish line stripe, even Steven. This time Seth Christensen's going to race him on the outside. Dustin Smith gets to the 3rd turn first. Christensen still stays on the outside of Dustin Smith. Down the front straightaway, Seth Christensen working the long way around the racetrack. Dustin Smith got to the 1st turn first. Seth Christensen still working the outside. Wow, he leaves the inside lane open, and Dustin Smith is working it hard. What a race. Seth Christensen, maybe too much on the high side that time. Dustin Smith and Christensen side by side on the back straightaway. They enter the 3rd turn bumper to bumper, side by side, completing lap 39 here. You talk about great side-by-side racing. It's happening on the back straightaway. At the start-finish line, 10 to go. Chad Robinson has gotten into the mix. Dustin Smith forges ahead by a nose. 40 complete, 10 to go. 3 wide on the front. Chad Robinson made it real interesting. And when Robinson was doing that, Dustin Smith got to forge into the lead. Now Robinson and Christensen side by side for second. 41 laps complete here. Dustin Smith has held him off. Seth Christensen's going to have to do all he can to keep Chad Robinson in the third spot behind him in second. 5 or 6 car lengths in front of Chad Robinson. Dustin Smith, win number 2. Boy, he was loose off of that fourth turn.
The Bullring, presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering, rolls on, and we're with one of my favorite people in short track racing, Tim Bryant, oversees the day-to-day operations at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola. He also heads up the ASA Southern Super Series. And Tim, we're already 8 races into the season, and it was great to see you this past weekend. We had 2 big ones, races 7 and 8 on the schedule at Hickory Motor Speedway and in Newport, Tennessee. What a great weekend it was.
It was. It was an action-packed weekend and a whirlwind, if you would. And it's hard to believe, we're already 8 races in the book, and staring at an intense points battle as we go towards the end of the season. And I have no reason to believe that it won't go right down to the wire.
Yeah, it looked like Cole Butcher had things in hand. He had more wins than anybody else, heading into a track that he knows so well. He won at Hickory last year. But it turned out to be Colby Howard's turn, and this guy named Chase Elliott came into play as well. It was a really good race, and Colby's running for points for the Southern Super Series, so a great day for him.
Yeah, it is, and let's start with Cole Butcher, man. What a season he's having. I mean, he's definitely the guy with the target on his back every time he comes through the gate, and looked to be no different at Hickory. Lo and behold, a broken axle kind of sidelines him. Good action by the crew. The Donnie Wilson Motorsports team, probably amongst the best prepared out there, and they were able to get that axle changed while we were reshuffling the lineup on a restart, and he got back out and still ended up with a top 10 finish. So, kudos to those guys for not giving up. As far as Colby Howard goes, the Anthony Campy camp is also a very stout race team. Carson Brown has sort of kind of been the guy everybody's been watching, but Colby trumped Carson and a host of other top-notch racers, including Chase Elliott, to pull off that win.
Yeah, Colby and his teammate Colby and his teammate Carson Brown were starting on the front row together. Okay, here's an Anthony Campy parade. But when it came down to it, it was so neat to see the appreciation that Colby Howard had and the respect that Cole Butcher had, because they were really going at the lead, and that may have caused some other issues. But when Cole came and gave him a big old bear hug in victory lane, it seemed like everything seemed to be short track racing the way it should be, racing hard for the win. I do want to talk about Chase Elliott as well. It's his 16th time he's raced with the Southern Super Series, and twice this year already, Tim. It's kind of neat that as many things he has going on, as commitments as a NASCAR champion, coming back to play in Super Late Model Racing with Ricky Turner, it was great to see him for the 2nd time this year already in Southern Super Series races.
I tell you, it's testament to the kind of person Chase is. He's very humble. Many time NASCAR's most popular driver. Yet he knows where his short track roots are. He has fun doing it. He gets hooked up with Ricky Turner, and they always field a very competitive car. We saw it at Speedfest to open the season in January at Cordele, and of course, being at Hickory this weekend, it was great to have him in the field. And man, his popularity is just immense. I mean, you saw that during the autograph session, and he's so cordial to the fans, his fellow competitors. Just a joy to have him with us.
Hope to see him again real soon. The series made its first trip to Newport Speedway in Newport, Tennessee, a high-banked racetrack. They said it's 4/10, but man, that thing raced really hard, and the banking was incredible, and the racing was really good too. And a lot of Southern Super Series drivers, Matt Craig and Stephen Nasse included, really had some strong runs, and it seemed like it was just a matter of who's got the best stuff at the end of that 300-lapper on Saturday night.
You know what we found out, Jim, is you talk about these guys having strong runs. Every car has a strong run nowadays. I mean, our car counts aren't what, maybe some fans wish they were, and I guess to some degree us too. But we have the most elite teams, the best teams, and every guy there has a chance, and that's what makes these races so compelling, I believe. But back to Newport, a very cool racetrack. I mean, the racing was unbelievable. In fact, I've had guys tell us since we left there on Saturday night, it may be the best race they've ever saw. I know Adam Mackey was one of the guys that thought that. A lot of comers and goers. Hats off to Derek Kraus, who didn't even get to qualify because he was qualifying on Friday afternoon for the 600 at Charlotte. He comes in, starts tail end of the field, drives through the field, ends up winning the race. So hats off to Derek Kraus.
And I love the fact that the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour is making every attempt to get more NASCAR drivers involved, get the availability. And wouldn't you know, Derek Kraus ended up picking up a NASCAR Cup Series ride the weekend of the Newport race, and he went back and forth a couple times. And man, his car was cooking. A family operation proved that you don't have to be one of them powerhouse teams. You just got to be really good on a given night. And man, it's such a great competition with the ASA Southern Super Series. We're 8 races in now, Tim Bryant. Where are we headed to for the remainder of this schedule?
So we'll be in Montgomery, Alabama on June the 7th, just a short time away. The Rumble by the River 125. Stan Narrison is a great host up there at Montgomery. We're looking to have a really good time. It's a pro late model, super late model double header, by the way, on June the 7th. So we're really looking forward to that. A cool trophy Stan has made with a pair of boxing gloves on it. And gosh, dare I say how appropriate that may be for the times we live in. We're looking forward to going there. We'll be back in Pensacola June 27th for our next Pensacola event, and then a standalone event, the Battle on the Bayou at Mobile, Alabama on August 4th will be our next event there. So just to fast forward a little bit through the Southern Super Series side of the schedule, Jim, we've been contacted by the folks at Cordeal who had a change in management over there to see if we would come assist with a doubleheader race there on September 5th and 6th. It'll be a Southern Super Series sanctioned non-points event, but a 75 lap, 7,500 to win the race on Friday night, and a 125 lap, 10,000 to win race on Saturday night at Cordeal. That's the weekend after Labor Day. And then, of course, the All-American 400, we'll be here in Pensacola on September 27th for our finale. That's shaping up to be a huge event with some special guests that night. And then, of course, the All-American 400. And then our championship race this year will be on November 15th at New Smyrna Speedway for the 60th annual Governor's Cup. It's going to be a huge event, too.
Wow, that's a lot of exciting news. And I want to dip back into where you are now, Five Flag Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. The Blizzard Series, already 2 races in. There's 2 more. Southern Super Series races are actually combining with the Blizzard Track Championship for Super Late Model Racing. It's such an important run for everybody to get it right, isn't it? There's so few chances to get their cars tuned in for what's going to be another granddaddy race, December 4th through 7th, the annual Snowball Derby at your home track.
Yeah, we always say everything happens here at Pensacola with one eye on the Snowball Derby. And, of course, this year's no different. Cole Butcher's 2 for 2 here, by the way. Winning the opening race. It was a combined event with the ASA Stars National Tour. And then, of course, we had a doubleheader with Mobile in early April. Cole Butcher won the opening night of that here at Pensacola. So he'll be going 3 for 3 on June 27th and trying to wrap it up with a clean sweep on September 27th. So he's definitely the guy there. But those guys, they come in, and even though our track changes over the course of the season, the temperament of the track seems to change. Guys feel like every lap they can make here at Pensacola will help them come December.
And you have drivers literally from all over North America coming to play. Cole Butcher from Canada. I know the drivers from California have made the trek for just the Blizzard races to get a better chance and opportunity. Up in New Hampshire when Derek Griffith came down and ran for, there's a lot of guys that spent a lot of time and money from Wisconsin on down to make sure their car is right for one of the granddaddy races that happens at Five Flag Speedway. And it's going to be exciting to see how the Blizzard Series pays out. And ending the season at the Governor's Cup, that's exciting. New Smyrna Speedway, man, we started the year there with the ASA Stars, and the Governor's Cup 200 is a lot of prestige. And if that's the championship race, you got to tune into Track TV and Racing America to catch that one. What's the date again?
November 15th. It'll be the weekend after the All-American 400 this year.
It's going to be awesome. Going to be exciting. Tim, thanks for your time. Hope to talk to you again. I know a lot's going on in that office and a lot to do yet this year, but great seeing you this past weekend, and great to have you here on the Bullring.
My pleasure. It's a busy time of year, but there's some great racing going on. I encourage folks to get out to see our races and all the other short track racing out there.
And there's nothing like seeing the Derby in person. I tell you what, it's worth every bit of moment. You can get there. You want to get there on December 4th. The seating is awesome. The atmosphere is amazing. And to be in there in person to see the Snowball Derby is something you must do real soon. And when are tickets available for that, Tim?
So ticket renewals, thanks for asking, Jim. Ticket renewals for folks that had tickets last year are underway now, and that goes until August 1st. You have time to renew your tickets from last year and request a potential upgrade if you would. Then we'll spend a couple of weeks processing upgrades. The third Monday, I believe it is, in August, all the remaining seats will go on sale to the general public.
Sounds great. You can find out that at FiveFlagSpeedway.com as well, and check everything out on Southern Super Series, SouthernSuperSeries.com, the website that keeps track of all the points and all the races to come that we talked about here with Tim Bryant. Tim, thanks again for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We hope to see you at a Bullring on the ASA Stars National Tour schedule. Next up in the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour, 2 races in Wisconsin and then some signature races, including the Winchester 400, yet to come in 2025. You can catch it all here on Track TV. We'll be right back with more of the Bullring in a moment.
Why not give your grill the deep clean it deserves? The CitraSafe Grill Cleaner Complete Bucket Kit has everything you need to get your grill spotless, inside and out. Powered by natural citrus, CitraSafe cuts through the toughest grease and grime safely and easily. No harsh chemicals, no hassle. Recipes taste better on a clean grill.
Better than a bootlegger. Way better than a bootlegger.
Pretty good. Very blueberry. Highly recommend this to anybody out there. It's pretty good. 10 out of 10 right there.
I think it's delicious. I had the peach, I had the grape at Five Flags. Trying the pina colada right now. Feels like I'm on the beach somewhere.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it. One roof at a time.
Calling all race fans. We have launched a new travel site where the race fans can enjoy free savings and upgrades on all of their travel needs. RacerTravel.com is free to join and unlocks unpublished bookings and rates for our racing community. Up to 50% off on more than 1 million rooms across the U.S. and Canada with unpublished discounts on hotel bookings. Unlock a hidden selection of hotels and rates that cater to your travel preferences. Whether you're heading out to the track as a competitor, fan, or anything in between, use Racer Travel for all your race, business, and vacation travel needs.
Welcome back to the Bullring, your destination for all the cool short track races, Track TV, and Racing America. One of the biggest races of the year you saw on Track TV and Racing America was on Memorial Day Monday. It was the Big O Classic at Owasso Speedway. 31 cars and big money on the line. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Jenks Yari All-Stars Tour off turn 4. We are underway.
Good jump out of the gate for Austin Hull on the outside. He had a nose out in front of Berta until turn 2. They draw even heading to 3. Berta, Masters of the Pro winner from 2023, looks confident to lead lap 1.
What a battle off that 4th turn as they work back to turn number 1. Bumper to bumper like traffic on I-69. Got one around in the back of the racetrack. That is Kyle Purvis. Didn't go around, but got heavy into the back of the number 22 of Evan Shotko. The nose on that car crumpled forward as they get to the restart zone. Green is up, green is out. We're back underway.
to the embankment of 1 and 2. Oh, Albert Francis got caught up. Joined the nose of Chase Pinson as I believe it is Berta that gets away.
Oh, no, trouble back straightaway. Charlie Keevan into the outside wall. Looks like Evan Shotkill may be a part of that as well at the bottom of turn 3. And the caution flag waves for the 5th time.
I don't believe the leaders got to the line. It's Crump. It's Francis. Dead even at the line.
One of the worst things you can hear at Owasso is 1 in, 1 out. And Dylan Stovall had 2 full laps of that in his ear. Gets it sorted out. Now they're about 3 deep again. Austin Hole. Oh, man. Hole sideways getting into 3. Pinsino slides up the hill. He's going to have a lot of challengers now as they try to take advantage. They smell blood in the water into turn 1. Pinsino sideways. Will he keep it out of the fence? He will. And now around goes Brandon Varney in turn 2. Also Carson Lucas around, and the caution waves once again.
We're back underway in the Big O Classic.
Oh, man, missed the shift as the 71, and look out, Austin Hole around in front of the field. Gets contact from the number 25 of Johnson. Versex spins as well. Looks like the 9 in there as well with Guy Fire.
Contact with the 71. Rowe goes wide. Berta inside. Toe-to-toe back to the line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Berta had a little bit of a high entry into 3 or Rowe really was just trying to slam the door, but he had to chase it up the hill as they work again down the back straightaway. Chase Berta. Can he save it? No. Goes around to the inside of turn 3 and the caution waves once again. Wouldn't you like to see what happened on the backstretch?
Oh my.
Clean start. Rowe trying to take the second spot across the nose of Francis. Francis now right to the back bumper of Rowe. He'll try to go to the inside in turn 3, and Lapsevich is there as well. Rowe slides up the racetrack. That left rear may be giving way.
It is giving way, and I don't think it's going to hold much longer. Stovall's sideways. He got a jab in the back. Here comes Rowe to the bottom. Gets 1. Wants 2. That's on Brandon Varney. A deep drive into turn 3. Blake Rowe, whatever he has,
no trouble. Charlie Keevan around in 55, and the caution flag waves. The surrender flag in hand. One more time around Owasso Speedway.
Kyle Crump opens up the advantage. Albert Francis, the look to the inside of Treyton Lapsevich. They pull alongside each other as Kyle Crump works his way to turns 3 and 4 for the final time. It's 4 attempts and 4 wins in a row. Kyle Crump wins the Big O Classic.
And now it's time to talk to the winner on the Bullring of the Owasso Big O Classic. Congratulations again, Kyle Crump. What a great win on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, that was a cool win for me because I grew up at Owasso Speedway, and the Big O Classic was always like the race of the year, other than Owasso Nationals at the end of the year. But that's the 3rd one for me. So it's always a little something special when I can knock off a Big O Classic.
And the attention being brought by the ownership group at Owasso Speedway certainly has it on a national level. The ASA Stars National Tour is going there this season again. But in reality, this is one of the biggest races you've probably been a part of, probably in pro late model racing. I'm guessing that it's a big accomplishment to win 3 of these now.
Yeah, and just even like Rex is obviously bringing up Owasso Speedway with all the money he's bringing and putting into the Speedway. And honestly, you're seeing it in the pro late model division as a whole. More people are getting into the pro late models because of the money being thrown around. So the competition level is actually ramping up quite a bit now. So kind of just makes everything work better when you throw more money at it right now. So why not?
Makes you hungry, I'm guessing, as well. Let's take us through the race here. You qualified 3rd. You got the draw. You started 5th. Take us through a race that you had to endure a lot of. Can they get me now? Are they sitting next to me again on a restart? What's going to go on here?
Yeah, I said in my interview I started in the back, but I didn't really start in the back. I just started, in the fray, that like 5th to 9th place range. And the way that Owasso races right now, especially with pro late models with their crate engines, it's so bottom dominant, and it is so brutal out there to try to make yourself a hole or get to the bottom. So there was a lot more contact than I really had thought there was going to be, and a lot of beating and banging, and just trying to survive that first half of the race. And finally, I was able to position myself to get the lead. And from then on out, I didn't think the race was going to end. I think there was total like 15 cautions or something in that race. And I felt like all of them came when I was the leader, and I had to keep changing up my restarts in the box, and the box there is really small. So it was really stressful, man. I had Albert Francis and Treyton Lapsevich, on my outside door almost every time. And those guys are really, really good. So just trying to hold them off on the restarts, because I knew they were going to nail one of them, or eventually on one of them. So one mistake, and I knew that they were going to get the lead on me.
So as you varied up your bag of tricks, we're not going to go there, But in reality, you had to exhaust that bag of tricks and keep those guys away. I mean, they weren't too far behind you, for the last 75 laps it appeared.
No, not at all. And I mean, kind of talking about pro late models here again, but there's less tricks than a super late model because you don't have as much power. So it's like you kind of just put it to the wood and go. So there's not really a bunch of, technique or finesse in it. So you really have to make sure you fire at the right time.
Kyle, we've had the pleasure of having you now twice on the Bullring. I'm looking forward to the next time because I want to see you win some more races. What are the opportunities you have knowing that you bagged another big one, the Big O Classic?
Yeah, with the next Jegs Tour race I got isn't going to be till Master of the Pros, which is again at Owasso, but a huge payday for that one. It's going to be, I think 25,000 is the last I've heard. So I'm expecting a huge car count. And early word is, Kevin and Keelan Harvick going up for that race. So I'm thinking we're going to see somewhere around 40 cars, maybe 45 cars, kind of like Jegs Tour of old, like 2013, 2014 era. So I'm just excited for that event as a whole to see it and, to be able to partake in it this year. It's going to be really cool.
Tell us more about R&D Racing and the 131 team. What do they have planned? And is it always with you when they do go racing?
Yeah, the schedule this year, I kind of picked out the sort of races I wanted to run with them. It was kind of coming back as a reunion with Stan and Judy. I didn't drive for them for a few years, and now, coming back, told them what races I want to run, mainly just shooting for the big money races or tracks that I really like. So that's the plan as of now. A few Owassos. We'll probably hit up Winchester at the end of the year. Kalamazoo's actually on the schedule again, so we'll go run that race with them in the Jegs Tour. I'm pretty sure I'm the only guy driving, but Stan and Judy want to run a race over at like Flat Rock or one of the races I don't really want to do. They might find someone else for the car, but that's cool with me, man. As long as I get the races I want, it all works out.
We'll likely see you a lot on Racing America and Track TV is what you're saying, which I think is great because you've earned every opportunity. I believe even Adam Mackey at Track Enterprises said, you know what, when is Kyle going to get that full-time super late model drive? I know you're around it a lot. What are your plans when you're not in the race car this season to come, Kyle?
Yeah, I really want to get back into Superman. The ASA shows are awesome, and I watch everyone that's on. The Track TV deal is really cool, especially with all the drone shots and the coverage. I think it's bar none, to be honest. So that's really what I'm gearing towards. I want a door to open for me or something. I know it's a lot of money to go run those races, and there's a lot of them. So who knows what the world will bring, but that's where I want to be at. So we'll see. I'll be traveling with Billy Van Meter if he hits up some more ASA shows later in the year. If my schedule's open, go travel with those guys. But yeah, that's what I'm eyeing up right now.
Billy's won a big race at Owasso this year, and I'm guessing when you go back to run Masters of the Pros, it's going to be a matter of trying to find any advantage. With 31 cars this past weekend, you're expecting 40 the next time they roll through there. I would think that there's some work to do, or you're going to keep those secrets to yourself right now because you have to find some advantage knowing how good you are at Owasso.
Yeah, unfortunately, Billy knows my tricks at Owasso because I was helping him out last year, and yeah, he knocked off that big win. So he knows my tricks. Our car was a little bit too free in the race Monday. Yeah, Monday. But I think we're pretty good for Mastering the Pros. I'm not going to tweak on it too much and dial myself out of it. But yeah, competition is going to be stout, though, man. I'm sure the Wilson cars will show up, and then obviously the Rackley cars will be there. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but I think we'll have something for them.
And there's one man they're going to have to beat, Kyle Crump, at his home track, Owasso Speedway. Congrats again on the big win. The Big O Classic goes home again to Kyle Crump's trophy collection. It's great to see you back here on the Bullring as well, and we wish you nothing but the best. And yeah, when you win, you're probably going to come back on the show again for the third time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I didn't expect to be on so quick, but I'll take it.
Keep the wins coming. Congratulations again. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the Bullring presented by Turn 1 Performance Steering in a moment.
Fire Suppression Solutions, proud sponsor of the ASA Stars National Tour.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Friday, June 6th, it's the return of the Wild Race of Champions Sportsman Modified Series on the half-mile Spencer Speedway. Come out to the track. You won't believe your eyes. The Race of Champions Sportsman, along with the Race of Champions Super Stocks, 602 Sportsman, and the Fast and Furious Wilbur Chew Bullet 4 cylinders join the card, where every lap counts. Brought to you by the Race of Champions, Wilbur Chew Bullet, and Billy Whitaker Ford. Friday night, June 6th, it's a Sportsman Showdown at Spencer Speedway. Racing at 7:15. You can't miss it.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
Welcome back to the Bullring. Here's another reminder to join us on Friday night, June 13th for live action. If you can't be there in person, catch Track TV for the next 2 races on the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. Madison, Wisconsin on Friday night, June 13th. And then on Sunday afternoon, the El Bandito Yankee Tequila 300 from Slinger Super Speedway. Both races in Wisconsin, both live on Track TV. We want to thank our guests for joining us here tonight. We want to thank Tim Bryant for his time from the Southern Super Series, and big race winners, Kyle Crump and Derek Kraus for joining us here on the program as well. I'm Jim Tretow. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you at a bull ring real soon. The Bull Ring is produced and hosted by Jim Tretow. Producer Kurt Schrader. Video editor Vincent Villarreal. Special thanks Bob Sargent and Marty Mello Track Enterprises. Colin Smith with Racing America and Tony Stevens. The Bull Ring is an exclusive presentation produced by Track Enterprises in conjunction with Racing America.